Was this fairly recently then?
No, maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, recently then.
Yeah.
In other words.
Now there's a house on it, monster. I mean, big. It's an office condominium.
Oh, oh.
They put it up there, and somebody told me they put it up, and I don't know, it's such an awful short time. The roughing part of it in, then they had it built nothing flat. That was right next to 7-Eleven.
I don't know where 7-Eleven is.
Well, you should come over the Okanosia Road onto Mill Plain Road. There's 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah?
Sure, you know 7-Eleven's been there for quite a few years.
Yeah, but I haven't paid much attention. I didn't have time to go over there. I remember having lived in the town for a long time, and I rarely go through there, and I don't pay too much attention.
Oh, that's right. So, and over on Danbury Block, there's a big Stop and Shop, I guess a Stop and Shop, food store going in there, and all that dump where all the old cement blocks are all over.
Yeah.
It's all filled in.
You mean where Danbury Block? You mean that's what's going on over there?
Sure, there's a heck of a big one in there.
Oh, because there's nothing in that part of town, is there? There's no food store. There was never a food store down there. The First National, they got rid of that, and they did too well up by Nargisso's gas
They were
station.
being robbed blind with the bunch up on there and that.
Oh, they're coming and ripping them off, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
They caught him stealing stuff, and the old man come down and was going to sue him and everything else because their kid, had the kid arrested, you know, so they're giving him a hard time, so they finally had to close it up. No. So that's, but there's a heck of a big place over there, and that other where the Bell restaurant was supposed to be burnt down over there near the tennis court, near Moffitt's.
Yeah.
Well, that's all built into a great big building too. You better get around town.
Well, there's a big building somewhere around Moffitt's. Was Moffitt still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Then the one where the other building you're talking about is Prudential Bates building.
Oh, everything's changed so much. I can't keep up with it.
They ripped down all the trailers that used to be up on the hill across from Moffitt's. That's all torn out now. I don't know what they're going to build in there. Friedley said he went up on where they lived in that condominiums up on the hill.
The cliff dwellers, yeah.
Yeah, he says up there a lot of the goddamn things are all sliding down the hill.
They are. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the walls are going and giving away. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They're actually sliding down where they had pools and stuff. That
Yeah.
they could. No, that was a junky deal. They built it on the side of a cliff.
So that's what
Yeah.
happened there.
I know. Tell them about what was it? You wanted to. When did you go into these little businesses there? You had like your hot dog stand. Remember, you still had the hamburger sign over in Division Street. Piece of that there.
Well,
Was that in the Christmas tree deal?
Yeah, that was right alongside of the gas station. And a lot right next to it. We built the darn thing in there, and we were selling hot dogs. We waited all day till I guess about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and we finally ate the hot dogs, and somebody came in wanted to buy a hot dog. Well, we had a Russian business that day. We sold out.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
In and out of business in one day.
Yeah.
Huh?
What happened?
Well, you missed it. Well, he's got it on there. Just at the hot dogs that they had no customers all day, so they got tired of waiting, so they ate up the hot dogs, and somebody drove up and wanted them. Yeah, sorry, all out. They ate them. They'd already been eaten. Couldn't wait anymore. And then you got Christmas trees that time?
Yeah.
Where'd you go up for that?
Yeah, I know.
You and mommy do it, or did you?
Yeah, mother and I.
You had a truck or something?
Yeah, we had the truck, the 34 truck, 1933, 34 truck, and we went up and got little Christmas trees. I went over to Ellenville to open up an oil business, and
Why way over there, Ellenville? That's quite a distance, isn't it?
yeah, we had some people who came over to the fair from Ellenville, and
They stayed at the tourist home, you mean, or something?
they stayed in a house where we were in. My father owned the house, so I guess they gave us $12 or something for staying there. My father found out about it, and that was his house. He wanted that money, so we had to hand him
Oh,
over.
you were living in the house, you mean, and
Yeah.
so the people stayed.
Yeah, so we gave him a room, and that was his house, so he wanted the money, so we had to hand him over the money. And then we bought, they wanted to, after we got over to Elmville, and something happened. I don't know, it didn't work out. So I took off the tank anyway, and I put a body on it,
A flatbed, you mean?
flatbed,
State,
and
state.
hauled ice
Oh,
from the lakes. It was so cold that year, it wasn't even funny.
what year was that?
33, 34. It was so cold, it was 28 below zero. When they cut the ice, instead of long ways, they cut it deep, the depth. They couldn't get, otherwise you would have come out with a 3x3 block of ice, or better. So then when I moved back to Danbury with the truck and all, because my father said when I went away, he'd be back running, coming back to me crawling on your hands and knees. I practically did. Then he took the truck, the tank, not the truck. How the heck they got all this stuff, I don't know. And I had to pay for it. That made me go down to the finance company and pay the final payments on the tank. They wanted the truck, but I traded in for a car. Then we got the lot. Mother and I went down and bought the lot where the gas station is there, and it's left up there.
The Gulf. We should be the Gulf station, you mean?
No, it wasn't Gulf. It was where Haddad has the place down
Oh
there.
yeah, right. The
Well, we
Oasis
bought
at
that
Church.
thing almost down to the top of Lake Avenue. And to this day, I was going to put a gas station on, Sunoco. My father wanted to know what kind of a son I was, going in competition to his own father. So they got that away from him. To this day, I don't know how. They shamed me and shamed us into that, and they took that over and lost that too. No.
What happened to the Christmas trees? You bought them up. Where'd you buy them?
Vermont or Maine or somewhere.
You
Maine.
bought them all the way down from up there.
Yeah.
Must have been one heck of a ride.
What?
Must seem like you're never going to get there.
Well, the truck would roll on pretty good.
Yeah, what the hell? The roads are that good though?
Yeah, they weren't that bad. Blacktop roads, they were
Yeah.
alright. Yeah.
Then what? You got down in the what? Got an ice storm or something? And the needles fell off or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, things didn't always go as planned.
Oh, Robert was one before there. He was talking about your father there. Did he have his own little invention for signal lights or something like
Yeah, he had quite the story he told me. He had the first signal lights, and that was about 1914, where you pulled the cord and the thing would flop out. You know,
Oh, the arrow would
yeah,
point button.
yeah, the direction you were going in.
Mm-hmm.
He never patented it.
So it was a mechanical thing, a mechanical signal.
Manual, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he made the holder for the 5-cent matchbox. The Diamond Match Company just got that.
What do you mean he lost it? You mean?
Yeah, he didn't have any money. He got the asthma. They were doctor bills and all. He never had enough to do what he wanted to.
What do you mean, the sliding matchbox? You mean?
No. It's hung on the wall, and you put a 5-cent box of matches in it, and it had a lip like this, where you could. So many matches would slide down into, and you take them out as you went along.
Oh, you mean like a little vending machine there, a little coin operated vending little.
Like you pick the peanuts and stuff out of it when you turn the thing on. It was wide enough so you could get a matches out of it.
Oh, I see.
And Diamond Match Company took that over. Then he went into that thing with the helicopter. That's much later in years. I'll never know why he never got it signed for down, and he took it in. I was with him when he took it into Sikorsky. I helped him make the prototype, the thing on it, with all these egg beaters on it. he wanted like a transatlantic flight or something like that. It had 3 props on each side. But they put egg beaters on it to simulate, to look like the motors. And to this day, they refer to the helicopter as an egg beater. The originals. So you know doggone well they got the idea from something. But he didn't get to, they haven't signed anything. It wasn't like him. And when he went back, they told him they didn't have it, or couldn't find it, or whatever. And about 3 or 4 years later, Sikorsky came out with the helicopter. But they already had the China Clipper, that was a flying boat. So they didn't have to go too far from there to come up with the helicopter.
What do you mean Sikorsky had it? I mean, the flying boat, what was that? I don't know.
That was, they call them the China Clipper, which they used to fly from up north here to Florida. And they had, I don't know what, maybe they would carry maybe 24 passengers.
A regular airplane, you mean? A regular type of airplane?
Yeah, but they were, it landed on the water. It didn't land on the land.
Oh, it was a boat. Oh, I see what you say by flying boat. Okay, yeah, okay.
And the only way they got down to Florida and trying to get off, it was a calm sea. They couldn't get off the darn thing off the ground. It formed a vacuum under the wings. And they wouldn't go off. They had to go out there with a speedboat and break up the water, make the water all choppy before it was able to take off.
Oh, I see.
So you'd think this thing was smoother the better, you know?
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Then when I worked in Harburg, the first ones we worked on was, they called it number 58, and it cost $58,000 to build.
The first what?
Helicopters they had when I was down to Harburg. Yeah. Of course, they went from there on up.
Well, why did he go to Sikorsky in the first place? Was Sikorsky working on a helicopter or something at the time, or?
I don't really know.
What year was that about when he went?
Well, I don't know. They had it. They ran out in 17. It was while he was up on the hill there. We built it on the sun porch. The model was about from here to the wall. Like lattice work. And he had pictures stuck onto it, like people sitting in it. And
well, Mommy said he used all her negatives or something for the windows or something. Yeah. So that was like a big flying helicopter, you mean?
Yes.
Oh.
But the props were like this. 2 was here, then here, and here. In other words, you could move them. You could pick it up here and then...
Well, like a variable pitch, like these Harrier jets, or I mean, in other words, they were a variable pitch?
Yeah.
Oh.
When is Sikorsky still as the model?
So that was, I still think to this day that's how Sikorsky got his flying boat, his helicopter up. Of course, all you had to do was give somebody an idea.
And then they can carry it out
from there. Yeah. If you have engineers.
If you got the resources or something else like that. Remember that Malibu or something? Their Malibu, he worked up at Fulton's. There was a guy up in the thing, he was a little Englishman now, he used to drive around in the old cars and stuff like that. I don't know if you know, he had a pipe and mustache, but I think you saw him when it's up at Fulton's there. And I think it was because he was president of the Rolls-Royce Club, or something had to do with it. I remember seeing his name way back when I first got my car. And he went back to England after Fulton's. And then I just see a thing, such and such a car, and I don't remember what it is, 10 of them build Malibu. So I was wondering if he went back and didn't make these replicas or whatever it is, do it. It's the same name. His name was Daryl Malibu. And I says, I bet you it's the same guy that used to be over here, the Englishman, because he was in with a Rolls Royce thing. I says, I bet you went back there and did his cars.
Yeah, he didn't have a Rolls Royce though. He had, I don't know, what was it? What's the other
Bentley?
One? Bentley.
He had a Bentley, and he might have been a Bugatti.
I remember the Bentley.
Had an old one with like you'd shift on the side or something like the Avengers old car or something on the TV show, I guess it was.
Of course, I did a lot of work for Fulton up there, especially when they were making that pickup.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit.
Where you can drop an anchor down.
I talked to guys in the service with it. There was, the stuff was over there, using it for picking stuff up and everything.
Yeah.
The Skyhook.
Yeah.
Where the plane dropped the line down and the guy puts on the uniform and picks up a